Good morning. I'd quickly like to discuss something that most of us have not considered. And when I've spoken about this previously, have surprised a lot of the business folks in the room. But statistically now, there is results showing that anywhere from 40 to 50% of new CEOs brought on board an organization fail within the first 18 months. Up to 50%. When you think about that, the first thought is why? How could that be? Because if somebody is moving into a CEO, they may be CEO here and they're moving into another company for whatever their thoughts are, whatever their belief is that this is going to be a better position for them for whatever reason. And an organization does so much research, so much interviewing, and so much, whether the board of advisors, the board of directors, the C-suite, whoever it is that has the greatest voice in who they bring on next, has done what they thought was their due diligence, hopefully, in bringing in somebody new. And yet up to 50% of the time, it doesn't work. Imagine what that's about. How and why would that happen? There are lots of theories, lots of ideas out there. My thought, however, would be that if you're moving to a new organization, whether you're a CEO now or that's your opportunity to become a CEO, or you're a CEO and you can expand your impact and influence and so forth in another organization, and it's an exciting challenge, an adventure. So you go for it. However, when you walk in that door, and you believe you've done your own research, your own due diligence of this company you're moving into. You may even have interviewed some folks and met others for lunch or dinner to find out who they are, how it works. I wonder how often they give you the full truth. Because frequently when you move into a new organization, you have to look at what is your approach, what is your style. And just because they brought you in to do a specific thing to have a specific result doesn't mean everybody is on board and supporting you and making that happen. And as always, you're walking into a world of egos. Somebody else may have wanted that position. Somebody else may think you know everything already and you don't need their help, so they're not going to offer it. Others may just think they're ready to deal with whatever you dish out. So as the leader, the onus really ends up on you to not just come in intellectually, not just come in with an awareness of what you're capable of doing, what your vision is, what they've asked you to do. Because sometimes we can look at what they've asked us to do and realize oftentimes what people ask for isn't necessarily what they want. That you come in to look at what their vision is for you, and yet you can see so much more of what's needed, so much more of what's possible. And then how do you, in trusting your instincts, and trusting your gut, and trusting whatever, your inner knowing, how do you create intimate relationships with those people in the organization so that they become your support team, so that they become part of a circle that you bring in, and they'll have different levels of resistance, different levels of openness, different levels of skill. How do you as a leader begin leading right there with that immediate team, with all their varied amounts of openness and willingness for change, so that you can share the same vision? Because remember, the most important part of a leader is vision. So how do you get everybody there before you even implement it? Get everybody there to recognize your vision, to recognize how you see things, what you see, where you want to go, and get a full understanding of the players, not those that brought you in, of the players that are going to be working with you to implement what the changes are. And this may sound as if I'm offering a simplistic solution. And yet, if it was that simplistic, there wouldn't be up to a 50% failure rate. There wouldn't be that inability to merge cultures. There wouldn't be that inability for somebody new to come on and be accepted completely. So as a leader, it really is the responsibility to how do I come in and fit in and bring my vision and bring others into the vision that I have for the company, into the vision that I want. That's a question you ask yourself. That's a question you go with. But in order to do that, you first need to recognize that your own ability for leadership truly is that spiritual calling we talked about yesterday. It truly is that ability to recognize what's out there and to see where your vision is for this company, where it is you know it's capable of going. And trusting your instincts, becoming far more aware of where you're beginning and where it is as you walk in the door. And then perhaps you will never be part of the statistics of the 50% that don't make it over 18 months. Have a really great weekend, and do take a look at all that you're capable of. But it's always walking with the intuitive knowing of who you are as a leader, what you're capable of, and what you're bringing to the world and to any company that's blessed